What's happening, YouTube? Jonathan Pariente, the Education 10 here, coming at you guys with another video. I want to ask you guys to please subscribe and check my channel for more YouTube videos. Been a while since I've been on I've been on camera in a while. Wearing my Yankees hat. Baseball's back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been back for a couple days, but it's very exciting to see sports beginning to return. Particularly with everything that's gone on with COVID-19, and nobody was sure that baseball was even going to happen this year. COVID hit around mid-March. Baseball was going to start in a couple of weeks. Everything got put on hold. And then back and forth decisions with the owners, the Players Association, and players not wanting to take pay cuts. And it was just a mess for about 3-4 months. So finally, a 60-game regular season schedule was agreed to. Teams will stay within their own divisions, including in the National League. We will have new rules for baseball this year, including a 16-team playoff. We will also have the DH implemented throughout the entire American and National League, so no pitchers batting this year, which I think is good. We're going to have new rules for extra innings. After 10 innings, you have to start every inning off with a runner at second base every half inning. Yes, it'll speed the game up a little bit, but definitely a little bit of tough decision to... a little tough if you're the team that couldn't score in that top inning. You make one mistake, the game's over. So this is going to be the norm going forward for a little while. I don't know if this is going to get implemented again next year. I think it's just for this year, but I like what baseball's trying to do. The only part that's going to be different is no fans in the stands. And as I've already seen from the first couple of games of the year, it's definitely very different. Some stadiums went to using cutouts of fans and putting them behind the plate. And then you have artificial crowd noise pumped in, which honestly is definitely a little surreal. You don't definitely felt different. I can tell you. So with that being said, let me dive into the Yankees, which is a very interesting point of emphasis here. The Yankees played their first game of the year a couple nights ago in our nation's capital against the Washington Nationals at Nationals Park. Dr. Anthony Fauci threw out the first pitch. All the players and a lot of teams in their first games all took a knee to support the Black Lives Matter movement. There's been a lot of debate about it back and forth, but I think baseball is really trying to unite and bring people back, and I'm hoping that this is the start of this. The Yankees game ended up getting rained out. The Yankees won the game 4-1. It went at least 6 innings. Garrett Cole looked very impressive for his first start. He had a little issues in the first 2 innings, but he found his stuff. The Yankees took it to Scherzer early and were able to get the win. And promising signs I take out of that game, and we'll see how it happens for the rest of the year. Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton look healthy. That's big. If those guys can stay healthy for a whole 60 games, and they can put up the regular numbers we know they're capable of putting up, they just further make the Yankees team that much more dangerous. The Yankees have enough depth as it is, which makes them very versatile in how they can approach a game. Yankees have at least a capable rotation now that can give them about 6-7 innings a start. If you were to put, you'll take it with Cole any day. Tanaka will come back next week. Paxton's going today. You have Happ on the back end if you need him. You have maybe a bullpen game for the 5th starter. You have Montgomery if need be. I'll tell you though, if the Yankees had Severino and Herman right now, then this is a great rotation. You can go with like a 6-man rotation if you wanted to, if you were the Yanks. Or have one of those guys be a long reliever if need be. So, the Yankees have the pieces. The lineup is set. The lineup looked very good. Gardner, Judge, as I mentioned, Stanton, Wade. LeMahieu comes back in a few more days. Urshela, Andujar, Gleyber Torres, Gary, Voit, the whole lineup. It was great to see them back, and it's great to see that this team is healthy right now going into this 60-game stretch. Now the key is, how will the Yankees do against the rest of their schedule? That's going to be the tough one. They're going to play the American League and the National League East. So they're going to see plenty of Boston. They're going to see plenty of Tampa. They're going to see plenty of Toronto. They're going to see plenty of Baltimore. And as we saw, they're playing another series later on with the Nationals. They're going to see the Braves, the Mets, the Marlins, and the Phillies. So this is going to be a very interesting stretch of 60 games, and how the Yankees will approach this schedule throughout the rest of the season will be very, very telling. Now, as I said, 16 teams will make it into the playoffs this year. If you finish number 1 and 2 in your divisions, you get in. So 6 out of 16 teams, literally, so that's already right there. 2 in the East, 2 in the Central, and 2 in the West for each side. That's already 12 of your 16 teams right there. And then the remaining batch will all have to get in, particularly if you finish 7 and 8. You will get into your respective playoff via overall record. That's going to be very interesting, how you will get in with overall record and how that's going to really kind of determine things. So it's going to be a different year for baseball. Make no mistake about it. But I like where things are going. I think this is great that baseball's back. Football's coming back. As of now, they made an agreement. Football should be back in September and start on time. Hockey comes back in about another week. Basketball is right around the corner on Sunday or so. They're going to play in Orlando. This is a good way for us to really take our mind off of COVID-19, and let's just bring a little bit of normalcy back in the world. I know this pandemic is still going on, and yes, it does feel different not seeing fans in the stands. It is very different. It's not what you'd expect for a normal game. Having crowd noise pumped in is definitely not a normal thing. But just seeing baseball back, just seeing sports back as a whole, is a reason for us to feel hopeful. Hopeful that we will get through COVID-19, we will beat this pandemic, and we will not let it deter who we are as Americans. Jonathan Pariente, The Education 10, saying bye for now.